The crew was awakened at about 8 p.m. Central Time yesterday evening, just under 10 hours prior to launch. The crew members then participated in final pre-launch activities. Some of these are very traditional. Before departing the launch pad, the crew members signed their names on the doors of the rooms at the Cosmonaut Hotel in Baikonur Cosmodrome.
Hey, Gerst.
You see Bill Gerstenmaier, NASA's Associate Administrator for Human Exploration and Operations, standing back there, greeting the crew members.
I think so.
You see all the different signatures from the other crew members that have stayed in those particular rooms there at the Cosmonaut Hotel. It's almost like a dormitory there with lots of different rooms and facilities for the crew members to live and work. But Novitsky went first, Tarelkin went second, and then Kevin Ford signed his name shortly thereafter.
So this one is full. I'll put it up here.
With those door signatures taken care of, the crew members then received a traditional blessing from a Russian Orthodox priest.
No, we do have time. We will be praying for you. We'll bless you. And good luck in all your beginnings, and God be with you. God be with you.
About 11:05 p.m. Central Time last night, the crew departed the Cosmonaut Hotel and boarded a bus for the ride to the Integration and Suit Up facility at Building 254 at the Baikonur Cosmodrome. As the crew walks out to the bus that is waiting for them, this is sort of the final chance for them to say farewell to their families. They'll be behind glass from that point on. But there was Kevin Ford and Novitsky there in the middle, and Tarelkin there on the far right-hand side.
Kevin. Okay. All right, man. Okay. All right.
Don't block the way. Don't block the road.
There's a look at Site 254 with the American, the Russian, and the Kazakh flags flying in the breeze. You can tell there's sort of a gentle wind there. This footage is a little bit out of order as we're getting it live from Baikonur, but as you can tell, the suit up has been completed by this point. The crew does do a walkout in their launch and entry suits with their backup crew members back behind them.
Okay, let's take a picture for the press. All right, I guess that's enough for them. Goodbye.
The crew's drive to site number 31 today from building 254 took about an hour and 10 minutes. That is 50 minutes longer than the drive crews typically have to take down to site number 1. It's in a different location, as we mentioned, that site number 31. It's to the northeast of site number 1, so it took a little bit to get out there. Again, this is footage from earlier in the evening as the crew got ready to suit up in their Sokol launch and entry suits. The crew underwent final medical exams and then got their suits on. The suits are checked out quite a bit as the crew members get fitted into them. They make sure they have a good fit, good range of motion, make sure that they're comfortable. The suits undergo a pressurized test to make sure that the integrity of the seals are as expected. The actual suit-up activities began this morning at 12:35 a.m. Central Time, which is about 5 hours and 15 minutes before launch.
So, as usual,
as you can see, the leak checks began with the commander of the Soyuz, Oleg Novitsky. They basically climb into a mock-up of that custom-made Soyuz seat liner that they'll be sitting in. They are belted in just like they are actually in the real spacecraft. They'll be closing the visor, they'll put their gloves on, and then they will actually pressurize the suit up to the flight pressure just to make sure that there are no leaks happening inside.
hold this microphone closer. Guys, now we are actually checking the seats. We're closing the vent. He's closing the vents. And the suit is being pressurized. So if it's pressurizing way too long, it's not actually pressurized completely. And I can also tell you that you can see they're walking a little bit bent over. It's not because we did not have enough material for the suits. It is because the main position for the crew member is the seated position in the seat.
Есть
035. We got it. They look so well. They all look so well. Say hello to Sergey. Yeah, we can hear you very clearly. Yeah, we have to try everything. Okay, they're putting on the gloves. Okay, close it 1/4. Okay, up to 0:30. Says hello. Everything looks good. Can you give me the pin for the phone number? Everything looks good.
Can you hear us now?
Yeah.
Everything's good. Later in the day. Everything goes normally. Check the pressure in the veil, make sure everything's no, we have these
Okay, try to get the best shot.
Again, the bus ride down to site number 31 took a bit longer than it typically does. This drive was an hour and 10 minutes because the launch pad is so much further away from site 254 than typical site number 1. But awaiting the crew's arrival at the base of the Soyuz rocket were more well-wishers, including Vladimir Popovkin, the head of Roscosmos, who is also the head of the Russian State Commission, the top space managers, and Vitaly Lapota, the head of Soyuz spacecraft designer RSC Energia. The crew took a chance to greet all of these well-wishers at the base of the pad to say a final farewell before they boarded their ride into space.
The crew is proceeding to the vehicle.
The crew members waved goodbye at the pad and boarded the elevator for the ride to the top of the Soyuz rocket to board their capsule. They've been on board now, as we watch this, for about 90 minutes, about an hour and a half. The Soyuz rocket, billowing oxygen, was fueled about 3 hours prior to launch. The teams there have been checking out the rocket and the capsule ever since then. Everything is green so far.